Welcome back, friends, and in today's session we are going to discuss about the factors affecting growth, and we start with the internal factors affecting the growth in the plants. So we'll start with this, and then later we'll move to different other factors affecting the growth either in plants or even in animals. So remember that the notes for these lectures, they are free in our Play Store application named as Dr. Mlelo Biology. You can go there and you can download it for free. Don't forget to share the application. Don't forget to share the link for the video. Don't forget to share the link for the channel. Now what we are saying is that internal factor that regulate the growth in the plant. Kwanza kabisa tuna heredity factor. Heredity factor ni factor za kurithi. Kama mlisoma kwenye genetics tutaenda kusoma kumbele. Kwa heredity factor ni factor za kurithi. These are internal factors that affect the growth of plant. Internal factors that affect the growth of plant. They affect the physical appearance and size of the plant. Kwa hiyo inategemea kama mmea by genetic makeup ni short, lazima automatically hata huko nje utaona kwa ni short. Kama mmea ni tall by genetic makeup, hata huko nje utaona tall. Hereditary units called genes are found in the chromosome inside the nucleus of all plant cells. These units control the various characteristics of plants such as flower color, number of floral parts, growth patterns, and so on. Genes are passed from parents to offspring. For example, tall plant produce tall offspring and vice versa. Kwa hiyo hivyo ndivyo ambavyo ipo, na tutaenda kudiscuss vizuri sana kwenye genetics kuhusu hereditary factor. Lakini hereditary factor ndivyo ambavyo zina uwezo ku affect growth. Nimeshakwambia kama mmea by genetic makeup it is tall, maana yake hata offspring yake itakuwa tall. Kama mmea by genetic makeup it is short, then even the offspring of that plant will be short. Now from there we have the second factor, which is growth hormone. Hormones they are chemical substances that influence physiological process. Chemical substances that influence physiological processes. Growth hormones affecting growth, which is brought about by cell division and enlargement. Kwa hiyo growth, kama growth kwenye plant ina involve, sio tu kwenye plant, hata kwenye animal ina involve cell division, cell enlargement, and then cell differentiation. As is growth hormones, and sometimes they are called as the plant growth substances. Actually, for your level no problem, just call them growth hormones. And then tunachokisema ni kwamba hizi hormone huwa zina affect certain processes, lakini hizo processes zinahusiana na nini? Na cell division and cell enlargement. For example, auxins in plant, they tend to stimulate cell elongation. Also, gibberellins in plant, they stimulate cell elongation. Higher cytokinins in plant, they stimulate cell division. Unaona, cell division, cell elongation, all of those processes, they included in growth. So it's very important to know the function of these hormones, and I hope you have already studied them in the Form 3 biology. So example of plant hormones are indole acetic acid ambayo ni one among the type of auxins ambayo ana stimulate growth. Gibberellins, cytokines, ethine and abscisic acid. Pia tuna indole butyric acid, lakini abscisic acid huyu ana inhibit growth, ni tofauti na hao wengine. Most of these they stimulate growth, but abscisic acid ana inhibit growth, ana work antagonistically. From there we have the apical dominance. Apical dominance is the inhibition of the growth of the lateral bud by the presence of the growing apical bud. This is always done by the presence of auxins. Auxin ndizo ambazo huwa zina inhibit the growing of the lateral bud in presence of apical bud. Because the apical bud tend to produce auxins which tend to inhibit the growth of the lateral bud. Kuna kuja kuona kwamba apical dominance is one among the factors which affect growth in a plant. Apical bud is found at the top of the plant, which is responsible for the increase in plant height. Kwa apical bud ndio ile ambayo inaenda juu kuongeza urefu wa mmea. Lakini lateral buds are found on the sides of the plant, which are responsible for the formation of branches. So lateral bud ni yale matawi ambayo yanakuwa yanatoka kwenye mmea. The apical bud produces auxins that diffuse the lower parts of the plant. These auxins retard the development of lateral buds. The lateral branches of such plants are shorter. Kwa hiyo sio kwamba inakuwa haina branches kabisa, zinakuwepo lakini zinakuwa short. So you have seen the internal structures affecting the growth in plant. Tunazo tatu. Kuna hereditary factor, tuna growth hormone, na tuna apical dominance. Now let's move to the external factors affecting the growth in plants. External factors affecting the growth in plants, kwanza ni nutrition ya plant, ambapo tumesoma from 2 biology kwamba plant nutrition ina include first we need to have sunlight ambayo ita provide low material photosynthesis. Lakini pia sunlight inaweza kufanya kazi, but in absence of important mineral salts in plants mmea huwezi kukua. So there are several plant nutrients which are needed for better growth of plant. The basic nutrients required for plant growth are divided into 2 main categories, namely micro and macro. So in macro group, hizi ni ambazo zinahitajika kwenye large quantity, ndio maana zinaitwa macro. Macro means it is large. So there are 6 elements in the soil that are termed as macronutrients. These are nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus and sulfur. That's why the fertilizer NPK, N is nitrogen, P is phosphorus, and then K is potassium. So nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, NPK. Then we have the micronutrients. Ambao kwenye micronutrients tuna nini? Tuna iron, tuna zinc, tuna molybdenum, tuna manganese, tuna boron, tuna copper, tuna cobalt, tuna chlorine. These are needed in small quantities. So deficiency of macronutrients always they have large manifestation in plants as compared to the deficiency of micronutrients. So the micronutrients are that which are required by plant in small quantities. There are 8 elements in the soil which are termed as. And our second factor is water. And if you look ni kwamba hizi factor nyingi ni zile factor ambazo zina affect nani? Photosynthesis. Kwa water kwa sababu ita affect photosynthesis, pia ita affect plant growth. Water is one of the most essential factor required in the growth of a plant. It plays a crucial role for efficient photosynthesis, respiration, transportation of minerals and other nutrients through the plant. So transportation of minerals and other nutrients through the plant. Water is also responsible for proper functioning of the stomata, that is opening and the closing of stomata depends on the presence and the amount of water in the plant. Also another factor is light. Light is necessary for photosynthesis to take place. Plant make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Kwa light ikiwepo photosynthesis itatokea sana. We'll have different molecules which are used to make up the plant, such as proteins, and in that way we can end up with the higher growth of the plant. Another factor here is temperature. Optimum temperature both of the surrounding atmosphere and soil is one of the important factors for many of the plant processes like photosynthesis, metabolism, germination and flowering. So the temperature affects the rate of metabolism, hence warm affect the rate of metabolism, hence growth. Warm plant increase the rate of metabolism, thus plant grow better in a warm climate. Kwa hiyo warm plant wana increase rate of metabolism as compared with the plants grow in the cold environment. Extremely high temperature tend to kill the cells and enzymes, thus metabolism cannot take place. A very low temperature slow down metabolism. So it's very important for a plant to live in the environment where it can find the optimal temperature. Then number 5 is amount of carbon dioxide and oxygen. na tulishasema kwamba carbon dioxide is one, shakwambia most of these factors ni zile ambazo zina affect photosynthesis. So if you remember ni kwamba carbon dioxide, presence of carbon dioxide allow the process of photosynthesis to occur faster, and in that way nakuwa napata at the end of the day nakuwa napata end product of photosynthesis za kutosha. But absence of carbon dioxide itasababisha tushinde kutengeneza chakula cha kutosha. Then you have the soil factor. Soil with the proper humidity and the right balance of minerals and nutrients is useful, is one of the essential factor in plant growth. Kwa soil hapo ni very important kwenye plant growth. Ukitaka hizo notes unaweza kwenda Play Store ka download application ambayo imeandikwa Dr. Mlelo Biology, na pia tunaenda ku upload vipindi vingine vya chemistry, physics, mathematics pamoja na biology kwa all level pamoja na advanced level. So this marks the end of our session, and in the next session I will be discussing with the internal and external factors affecting the growth in animals. Thank you everybody, and let me wish you nice studies.